in conversation with an upcoming hip-hop artist born and brought up in Shillong, Meghalaya, who started his journey since he was a teenager and released his first rap song way back in 2017. His name, Mewan Kupar Rendathiang, aka Chucky G, the Golf Kid. Welcome,
Thank
Mewan.
you so much.
Before we get in depth, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Mewan Rendathiang, also known as Chucky G, also known as the Golf Kid, and I represent Meghalaya Shillong 793001. And my journey into rap started at around 2017. But then, I was in the music scene before that because I grew up with music enthusiasts. So they brought me into the scene. I learned a lot about musical instruments and genres, and I also got a lot of studio exposure, live exposure as well during my childhood years. I also played with a traditional band once, and it was my first ever paid gig, and made me feel good about it. It was a great experience. Then after that, I got into a bit of DJing when I was in school, but that was just a hobby. It's not really there anymore. But then after that, I really got into hip hop around, let's say 15, 16 or so. And then I started making my first rap song in the year 2017. But I didn't really release it, just gave it to a couple of my friends. They heard it. Then after that, we did a few cyphers, a few busking gigs here and there. Then we did shows, and I collaborated with a few individuals. Okay, shout out to Maxian Marbanyang, shout out to Damon. I collaborated with them on one single song, and after that I just kept on making collaborations. There have been a lot of people who have helped me throughout my journey in this career. Shout out to Steve, Noel, Eric. They have been there throughout my entire musical life. Then even Arkin Latam, Remy from Loud Lads. They have been very supportive of my music career, and now here I am.
Right. So basically, it's you grew up in a musical family.
Yes.
Say that. So don't you think besides coming from a family where a lot of people are involved in music, don't you think the church also play a little bit of role in that?
I guess it does play a bit of role in that. I mean, I haven't sung in church before, but then I do have friends. They play every Sunday, so I was kind of influenced by that as well.
Also very curious about the name that you picked, Chucky G.
Wow.
Is it an alter ego, or is this Mewan and Chucky G are the same person?
I mean, I didn't come up with that name. That was a nickname given to me by my friends when I was in college, because I wore certain shirts, flannels, and certain t-shirts that reminded my friends of the doll, that's how I got the name. So it stuck with me, and I kind of used that for my rap, and I feel kind of represents a part of my subconscious mind, or let's say the unconscious mind, certain things about me that I can't really say or do in society, which I'm allowed to do in music.
And it's symbolic in some kind of way.
Yeah.
Right. So what was that flicker, that spark that set you off, your inspiration, this is kind of music that will let me express my views? What you just said just now regarding, your persona as Chucky G, to see what everybody else is afraid to say.
I mean, what inspired me when it comes to artists, okay, I was highly inspired by Eminem. So Eminem, as we all know, he has an alter ego called Slim Shady, right? Slim Shady says the most obnoxious of things. Nowadays, he might get flagged for saying such things, okay? But then, there I see, some kind of freedom where people get to talk a lot about, let's say, where they can vent out, okay? It's kind of therapeutic in that sense. So when I, started listening to Eminem back then, I kind of, could relate to a lot to what he was saying, on a deep psychological level. And at the same time, I felt this guy, he doesn't really care much about what other people think about him. I was struggling with that. Okay, I was a people pleaser back then. So he somehow helped me to realize that just be you, right? At the end of the day, rap music itself, it makes me feel good. When I'm Chucky G, it makes me feel good. I mean, I feel good as Mewan as well, but then there's a different type of feeling when you're on stage, you're rocking the mic, and you see kids coming up to you, talking to you, spitting every word that you have written down. That makes me feel great.
As most writers, I think you always have their small diary or a notebook. You still remember the first lyric that you wrote?
I wrote something really whack back then. I still remember it, but it had something to do with
What was the subject?
It was politics, okay, social issues. Yeah, it was pretty whack. I mean, I didn't really get the rhythm right, and it was too crude to say. Yeah, I don't want to say it out here, but then just know that it was extremely crude.
At present, what kind of themes or subjects do you find yourself writing about most in your music?
When it comes to subject matter, I don't write much about my own life. I mean, that's kind of ironic. I mean, like a lot of rappers like
Yeah,
start
they
off,
express themselves.
they express themselves, like they talk about their life, the struggles that they have faced. I mean, I kind of do that a bit here and there, like, but I don't really have like a song that talks about like where I came from, the struggles that I've had. I don't know why, like I haven't done that. Maybe I'll do it later on, but right now I
But
feel
isn't
like
that first music video about you presenting yourself? We talked about.
Land of the Leopards.
Yeah.
Okay, so Land of the Leopards is okay. There were lines, okay, that were about me, but then I wouldn't say that that was an entire song about like the struggles that I've been through or like my life in general and all of that. When I talk about the Land of the Leopards, it's mostly about the technical aspects of rap instead of the subject matter of it and the emotional value of it. When it comes to the Land of the Leopards, a lot of other songs, I usually focus on the technical aspects, the syllables, the rhyme schemes, all of that, like poetic devices, literary devices that I'll use here. They're the type of flow where I'll change it, like timing, counts. That's what I usually focus on when I rap. And when it comes to like themes, mostly themes about like being anti-nihilistic in a sense, or it could be about fantasy subjects, fictional subjects, like gruesome, like dark fantasies. I write about those things as well, but I can't really say that like I stick to one type of theme or one type of subject matter. There is one song that I talk about my city, like Shillong, like even though it's corrupted and all of that, I won't give up on it. I'll keep on moving, like keep on bettering, like my city. Then I criticize like a lot of things that people do in society, that criticize a lot of like political injustices as well. Then there are songs where I only talk about the grind, like the work that I do, how hard I'm working or trying my best.
When you're rapping, do you think about what the people are going to hear? Is it in your
An
way,
impact.
if I rap about this, what will people say, or what will people think, or is it?
I mean,
you do your stuff, and then whether they like it or not, it doesn't affect you at all.
I mean, I would rather go for the latter, but then like there are times when I do reflect on a few lyrics, and I'm like, okay, fine, like it might like reflect badly on me. People might misunderstand me as something else when I'm not that. But then like when I'm making lyrics, it's all about my own personal fulfillment and satisfaction. I mean, like it depends on the type of topic that I'm talking about as well. Like if it's a topic that I can talk about freely, then it's fine. I can't really say right now, but then
Yeah, my point is on people who are consuming your work, the way they perceive you as an artist. Maywan is this, Maywan that. Chucky G is this and that. I don't think, for me personally, I don't think you would have any regret. Whatever you have released, whatever you have written, I'm sure you have done 1,000 rewrites, corrections is that. So just take us through your creative process, through your writing. How does the track usually come together for you? Like, does the beat usually come first, or do the rhymes lead the way?
when it comes to the writing process, I listen to the beat first. I listen to the rhythm, I listen to the snares, to every sound that is there in the beat. Then after that, I create a flow. I create a flow and I go like, like a bar by bar. Then after creating the flow, then I put my lyrics on there. But there are times when I like, I feel like I'm getting some kind of inspiration. It makes me just want to like spit a rhyme then and there. So when that happens, when I'm like, divinely inspired to do rap, I just make lyrics then and there. And then I just put it on some random beat that suits it. It works.
Okay, for the uninitiated, the word you said flow, what is that? How will you explain that?
Basically, for me, I equate flow to the rhythm of the words, or like the sequence of the words, the order of the words, and like on how you place the words, and how fast you're saying those words, something like that, and should be rhythmic in that sense.
Inspiration can come from anywhere, in the sense, like this spontaneous flow of emotions.
Yes, whatsoever.
Okay, so what, in your opinion, separates you from artists in the scene? You've seen a lot of hip-hop artists coming up nowadays from Shillong, what they talk about, and what do you think separates you from them?
I really can't say anything about that. I don't really know what separates me from other people, because I don't really want to compare myself with artists from out here. I just do me, like, my own music. When I hear other people's music, if their like music is good, then I'm like, support them, I like them. If like, they need a few things here and there that needs to be changed, I tell them in a polite manner, and they also do the same to me, which is good. We build each other up. But then when it comes to like what makes me unique, I can't really say.
So let's talk about some of your songs as well. The songs that you've released, 3 of them, right, in your, as of now?
Yes.
And your other collaborations. Which tracks are closest to your heart at this moment?
Tracks which are closest to my heart: Land of the Leopards, that is the first one. 111 is also there. Then I have Underground Overlords, that is also pretty close to me. I have a few other songs, but they haven't been released yet.
Yo, it's Chucky the Golf Kid, Chucky G from 793. kid. Yeah, look, hey. From the land of the leopards, moving so wild, I'm a threat to these shepherds. Yeah, act weird and get peppered, bring the heat to your face when I'm spicing up these records. Damn, play the plug and get severed. I expose all your lines and leave you lying on a sweatshirt. Yeah, we gon' see who gon' sweat first. And step back to your system, this reaper will make your neck hurt. Yeah, I need space so I can move. I feel so claustrophobic, my ambitions are too huge. I'm robbing like I'm riding a giant up to the moon. Slowly stepping on these stars in some worn out Timberland boots. So old school, I make old dudes sound like something new. This that O2, you chewed on to breathe out the 22. Double XL, don't fit well on bars, so emaciated. You make OGs look bad and baggies not appreciated. This that Cassie hip hop, they don't show up on the news. Feel so underground and underpaid, they undermine my truth. If only skills can do the talking, they might tell you to improve. On the DL, you know Big L needs some Biggie in the can't take the heat, so y'all be capping. Look, don't have the gift, so y'all ain't rapping. Yeah, I'm just talking, I'm not flowing yet. Can't get up on my plane, it's as risky as flying a Boeing jet. You will never cope with the turbulence of this moving pen. Move away from this movement and don't look back again. I dissolve your pillar of salt and all the spit I rain. Straight assault from the dinner hall behind heaven's gate. Yeah, look, I mean mugging. You wanna play with the doll till I pop a ball of your stuffings. Hollow your insides and tell you the crib bugging. Your father was there in the heart of the side of your blood gushing. Out of the dark, pin you to trees like cicadas. Stuff your shell full of bees, hang you from trees like pinatas. Y'all ain't Shelby to me, it's sharp at the peak like plateaus. Starting the G for rappers who meme and I shallow. Y'all don't understand my lyrics, don't listen to this genre. For changing styles, the song is all about entendres. I'm not a pop singer, I'm a poetic rhymer, but I still pop stars like Chapman when I'm properly rhyming. See, I'm speaking to your mind while I'm filling your soul, so that you feel it even after you're reborn as a stone. I'm a wild child in a wild enemy zone, and I survive trials and slide by like UAV drones. Yeah, look, from the land of the leopards, moving so wild, I'm a threat to these shepherds. Yeah, act weird and get peppered, bring the heat to your face when I'm spicing up these records. From the land of the leopards, moving so wild, I'm a threat to these shepherds. Yeah, act weird and get peppered, bring the heat to your face when I'm spicing up these records. Yeah, for the land, every single day, yeah, I do it for the clan. Yeah, I'm the man, it's Chucky the golf kid, working for the land, 793. Hey, yeah. Ain't nobody messing around with my bars, bruh. Yeah.
So let's talk about the local scene and the culture. So I've talked about what separates you from other artists in Shillong. When it comes to the local scene and culture, like Shillong has been known as the rock capital of India. In your own way, do you think that label still holds true in today's world? Is it still relevant?
I feel like a lot of people talk about Shillong as the rock capital of India in a very nostalgic way. But when it comes to relevancy, I feel like nowadays it's more like the genre, like, music out here is very diverse now. Like there are a lot of genres coming out. Some people refer to it as the rock capital of... I feel like it is a way to show respect to the genre that was dominant back in the days.
So do you think they should
Change
make
it.
more music capital in a sense, but is it really the music capital? I mean, if you look everywhere nowadays, even other cities besides Shillong, even Guwahati has a very...
Robust
the music scene is very
scene.
robust, and other places like Bengaluru, Mumbai. Also, some local artists have said to me personally and in general as well that it's getting harder to adapt to the constant changes in the music landscape. Unlike before when rap and hip hop like dominated and everyone knew the key players. Now, do you feel that there's an oversaturation and the existence of so many subcultures mixing in? What's your take on that?
I mean, there is some kind of saturation, to be honest. I guess like people are releasing like 1 million songs a day in the world, right? So like it becomes difficult to catch up with who's who and what's what and all of that. But at the same time, like I feel like with the emergence of these various subcultures, like artists, like they don't really have to cater to like the whole population of the world or sorts like that. They have to only cater to like, their particular niches, you can say. So in a way it's good, but in a way like I feel like, oversaturation is there.
Talk a little bit more about, or is it like my second question, how do you see it affecting artists like yourself? You don't really care about that.
I mean, like when it comes to the idea of competition, competition, oversaturation, it takes away from audiences' focus. I feel like audience don't really get to focus only on just like a few people. Like the music is everywhere. It's like nowadays, like there is like constant flow of information. Music is also part of that information, and it's like we're constantly getting it like every day on Instagram and all of that. So somehow, if you're lucky enough in the music scene, if you work hard not enough. I feel like that kind of like influx of information will be helpful for you. Like, it can take you places quickly, but at the same time, like, the drawbacks, firstly, you have to compete with a lot of other people who are also doing the same thing. Then with the emergence of many subcultures, I feel like, okay, on a positive note, the emergence of many subcultures makes music diverse in a sense. It provides a lot more color to the scene. Like, people don't really like have to listen to just one genre. They listen to a lot of genres, which will allow them to gain a lot of musical knowledge in that sense, not just of particular genre. They won't be like stifled in one single box. But then when it comes to the drawback, one of the drawbacks is that it's hard to keep up.
You mentioned earlier when it comes to your style and the way you rap, and the question here is regarding your motive or your agenda.
So my music is directed to, I can't really say it's only directed to hip hop fans. I can't really say that because it's there, everyone can hear it, right? So my music goes out to anyone who can relate to what I'm saying. Like, it can be anyone in general. I don't really make music only for a few people to listen to. I make music because I like doing it. Like Kendrick Lamar said once, you do music, you do it for you. Like, who cares about the crowd? At the end of the day, if they find your music worth it, they will come to you. They will like you. They will relate to it. So I also take like a similar approach, a similar stance when it comes to making music. I do music for me because I feel like it's therapeutic. I feel like it's good. It helps me a lot psychologically and all of that. So I do it for me, and like in the process of doing it, putting it out there, like, people also like they relate to what I'm saying. Okay, that's how it started back then as well. When I made music, I put my views into it. I told my friend, I was like, what do you think of these views? Or like, they're like, oh, okay, like I like your views and all of that. I can relate to what you're saying, but then you have to improve a bit of the technical aspects and all. That's why I dive deeper into the technical aspects of music. I want to be the best when it comes to like, technicality in rap especially.
All right, let's move on to nowadays. When it comes to recording a song and putting out a song, it has become very easy, don't you think? You don't have to go to a studio and spend time in the studio. You can do it in your own way at home, DIY. When you look at the technology now and in the future, you see that AI is making its way into music production as well. And when you look at certain celebrity like Timbaland, for example, who has been experimenting with AI beats, he actually even promoted an AI artist. Do you think this shift is inevitable, or how do you see it affecting artists like yourself?
Definitely affect like human artists in that way. I feel like we shouldn't condone the use of AI too much. I feel like AI is there just as a tool that can help certain people learn certain, like it can just be there as an aid, but I don't think we should like give like the whole spotlight to like just AI, because like
Broadcasting on 347. And from a teenager who dreams of being, and from wait to see where the music takes you next.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
And from a teenager who dreams of being a rap artist, and you're steadily carving your way out, carving a niche in this place, in the hip-hop scene, and you can really see that you embody the spirit of passion, persistence, and originality, which is very evident in your music. And your story is a reminder that great music doesn't just come from big cities or fancy studios. It's born in everyday streets, in raw experiences, and in the courage to speak one's truth. Thank you so much for sharing your journey with us. We can't wait to see where the music takes you next.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
crash out, wanna fly to Japan. I'ma keep it bustin', keep it real to the end, yeah, high life. I'ma need a couple bands, I'ma keep it working till I get a couple racks, yeah, crash out, wanna fly to Japan. I'ma keep it bustin', keep it real to the end, yeah, high life. I'ma need a couple bands, I'ma keep it working till I get a couple racks.
Steady shots on the track, better run, run, run off to a fresh start. That's a 1-1-1. Rushing to the money in this 10v1. Got a style in the trunk for that 911. Steady shots on the track, better run, run, run off to a fresh start. That's a 1-1-1. Rushing to the money in this 10v1. Got a style in the trunk for that 911. Was slacking every day until I grew conscious. Gotta keep up with the pace and the profits. Man in a rat race, stuck in this noxious place with no chances of making out this mosh pit. But damn, this clay so passionate, loading up the Thompson to leave you like a basket. A gift for a hater and a heart for the hatchet. And for the ones who doubted me, undoubtedly a casket. Bury all the jealousy emphatically or scrap it. Talent doesn't magically appear, they can't match it. Lighting up the track like a ball out of the blue. Steady rocking my own confidence, I'm toughy in my shoes. Humble on the grind, though I have nothing to lose. Hungry for the fruits like gorilla in the zoo. You can hear my gut growl as I step aside the booth. Steady roaming round the seas, taking notes up for the loot. I won't do it for the views, never for the news. Only for the few, heads bobbing to my tunes. Only for the few, affiliated to my crew. You know I'm pocketing these digits when I hit it on the cue. But I don't carry stakes, only bamboos to the shoot. And it's due to a battle, boy, I'm bodying your troops. Fetch your bag for these rappers for I shove them down the chute. Down the alley with the slammer, I'm not banking on the hoops. Steady shots on the track, better run, run, run off to a fresh start. That's a 1-1-1. Rushing to the money in the 10v1. Got a style in the trunk for that 911. Steady shots on the track, better run, run, run off to a fresh start. That's a 1-1-1. Rushing to the money in this 10v1. Got a style in the trunk for that 911.
Crash out, wanna fly to Japan. I'ma keep it bustin', keep it real to the end, yeah, high life. I'ma need a couple bands, I'ma keep it working till I get a couple racks, yeah, crash out, wanna fly to Japan. I'ma keep it bustin', keep it real to the end, yeah, high life. I'ma need a couple bands, I'ma keep it working till I get a couple racks.
That was an interview with Mewan Aikuparintathyang, also known as Chucky G, the Gulf Kid, an upcoming hip-hop artist of Shillong. Our interviewer was Kenneth Thank you. This program came to you from the studios of Akashvani Shillong.